The beef is from a local ranch. The cheese is from a local cheese monger right down the road here. So what you're going to see at Black Star Farms is the menu changing as the seasons change. Our goal is really to utilize all of the products when they're in the peak of season. As you would grapes or anything else, we want to get these things as they're absolutely at their best flavor, their best heightness of whatever we can get. In the little bit of research I've done so far, there is so much available.
Well, one of the things I think that is so much fun when you come to a winery is to do the pairing, is to pair the wine with the food. And so Chris Lopez is with us, who's the tasting room manager, and you actually picked out a wine to kind of pair with this French dip sandwich, right, Chris?
I did. Actually, we tried a couple different ones, and because some of it's a little bit going to be personal taste. I brought up our 2016 Cabernet Franc and our 2013 Merlot.
Oh, so 2 wines to pair with it.
2 wines.
What are you trying to do to me?
We go big. Go big or go home.
Well, Sherry, get pouring. We got to try these with the sandwich. All right, let's do it. So, Chris, tell me about these 2 wines.
We'll start with the Merlot because that looks like what she has in her hand. This has got great blackberry and plum notes. It's really silky tannins. Merlots tend to, our Merlot in particular, tends to pair with a little bit bolder preparations. So if you got a bit of spice, particularly pepper on it, it goes really nicely. The other one we have is our Cab Franc. And this has got
That's a pretty popular style for up here, right?
It's a really popular style. Well, it's a beautiful region for it. And so this gives you an awful lot of blackberry and cherry notes. There's a little bit of spicy pepperiness on the finish, and it's a little bit bigger tannin. So it pairs really well with stuff that's a little bit fatty, like beef and things like that.
Cheese and beef. And I just totally dripped all the au jus on the tablecloth, so I apologize, Chef, that I messed up your tablecloth. That's delicious, though. I got to swallow this, John. Take over, will you?
I'm still eating.
And people should be aware that when we say Black Star Farms, the actual what they're going to see biggest on the label is not Black Star Farms.
No, you're going to see the Arcturus brand on that, and Arcturus is our premium line. It's really our front line wines, and whenever you see that Arcturus label, it's always have a vintage statement on it. It'll always be a single varietal. This is a quality guarantee. If we can't produce a wine that we feel is of a quality to put in that bottle, we don't make it. Merlot is a great example of that. There's been several years where we felt like we didn't get the fruit that we thought we wanted for it, so we didn't produce it.
That makes sense. Well, both of those, I think, paired really nicely with the sandwich. And, Chef, the sandwich is delicious, cooked in the hearth oven that you fired up for the season. It's ready to go here at Black Star Farms, which is pretty exciting. Sherry, if people want to get more information about Black Star Farms and maybe plan their visit, book their room so you don't have to drive anywhere. Where do they go?
We would love for people to visit blackstarfarms.com to see all about the dining opportunities that we have, special events going on, our 20th anniversary celebration opportunities that we have coming up this summer. We'd love for you to visit our website.
I love it. All right. Well, I'm going to make a mess with the rest of the sandwich, Gonzo.
And
coming up next, I will. We'll take a little break, but coming up next, we're going to talk about really cool things that you can do during the month of May in Traverse City for TC Uncorked. Right, John?
And can we have Chris back?
We can, because he's going to help us pick
Wine of the Week.
So stay tuned to Behind the Mitten.
And welcome back to Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman. And Amy, we're just having so much fun here at Black Star Farms in Traverse City.
They have amazing things going on here. I mean, from the food to, of course, the wine to the fact that you can stay here. It's quite a destination here in Leelanau on the peninsula.
It really is. And if you missed, folks, any part of this show at all, you can go to MLive. You can go to MLive.com, right? Of course, we'll have stories there. But you can go to BehindTheMitten.com. You can. And you'll find the podcast. You'll find our Facebook page as well. And you can listen to this show, and you can listen to previous shows.
Yeah, you can go check out some of the previous shows where we have a lot of our regular guests on. If you go to MLive.com, though, you will find out that Black Star Farms was Michigan's best winery.
Applause, everyone.
Applause.
Yeah. No, and you can see why. I mean, this place definitely brings you right in. And we're going to talk to Chris a little bit more about the tasting room. And that's, I think, where most people walk in and just get sucked in by not only great wine, but you'll learn so much. And then if you go to the restaurants, I just can go on and on about this place.
Well, with good reason. But yes, Chris is going to join us a little bit later. He's going to help us pick Wine of the Week. And he's going to lead us through some tasting tips, which I think will be really helpful. And because sometimes you can be a little intimidated, I think, when you come to a vineyard and you feel like maybe everybody is, super into wine and maybe you don't know anything. But that's really... you should never feel that way when you come
Never.
to the vineyards here on Leelanau Peninsula, but especially here at Black Star Farms, because they're going to lead you through it and make you feel like you are a wine superstar.
Yeah. The other thing I love about wine, too, the wine community, is that they love to have fun. I mean, they're here to have a good time. And I think a return guest here, Lori Hathaway, she knows a little bit about having fun.
Wine goddess. Welcome back, Lori. Guys. Well, Lori, you have some pretty big events that you're working on for the month of May, which is a big deal up here in Traverse City, right?
Yeah, we're very excited. I know we chatted last year about it was our first year we created Traverse City Uncorked in honor to celebrate Michigan Wine Month. And it was a big hit. We're bringing it back bigger and better this year. During the month of May in the Traverse City region, there's lodging packages where you can get free tasting at every winery up here. Which
again, I think you need to repeat that, because every time you tell me that, I'm like, what did you just say?
You get these lodging packages, and you get a ticket that gives you a free tasting at every winery up here during your visit. So
every winery. So that's saving you like
your
so much money.
Free,
yeah, that's
right?
crazy.
Totally should come up and do that. But also on top of the tasting, and at the general tasting at the wineries, we also have events throughout the month of May all over the place. The wineries have events. There's restaurants that have winemaker dinners. There's harvest dinners. There's Black Star Farms, where we're at right now, has a harvest dinner with morel mushrooms.
Hello.
Which I think is amazing.
Hello.
Yes, I mean, definitely want to hit that one. But we have just so many different kinds of events: happy hours, local events, music. There's many events every day during the month of May. So come up and enjoy and do whatever you like. And so one of our big events that was a big hit last year as well is Sips and Giggles, where we pair local wines with comedy.
Okay, now this sounds a little bit crazy, Wine Goddess.
Yes.
Wine with a comedian?
You got to bring in the expert.
I know, right? So we partner with Chris Onan from Uncorked Comedy, and he produces the show. And we've been doing them for a year now, and they've been a big hit, selling out all of them.
So, Chris, tell us about, welcome to Behind the Mitten, by the way. And Chris,
thanks for having me.
Tell us about Sips and Giggles. How does this work? What's involved? What can people expect?
Mm-hmm. So I've been producing comedy for a long time, and I just have access to some of the best comedians in the country. And we teamed up last year for the month of May to try out Sips and Giggles, where we take Leelanau wine, which is the area I grew up in, and we combine it with some stand-up comedy, some of the best comics that headline clubs all throughout the nation as well as in other countries.
So how does one pair a wine with a comedian? Are you looking at, is it the color of the wine with their demeanor?
It has to do with their comedy. What kind, are they the rough and tough comics, or are they the clean comics, so...
I find this to be fascinating, your process is how to do this.
I would love it. What would they pair with Amy Sherman
I'm
versus
not
John
Canadian,
Gonzalez?
man.
Yeah, but if you were, that'd be funny.
I can only, Chris, what would you pair with me?
I would pair a Gruner Veltliner with you.
Ooh, I like that wine. Just because it's funny to say.
It's crisp, clean, good, fun, and it's a little bit quirky.
Thank you.
Fun and quirky.
How about with Gonzo?
Yeah, well, me,
He might be more like a Cabernet Franc.
I was going to say Cabernet Franc. Kind of solid, right?
A little spicy.
Right, but
Something
not too
spicy.
crazy either way. It's very balanced. Good with food.
See, you have three comedians right here. You don't
I know. I think
man.
so. Yeah, our next show is in May 19th. So
we'll be here. Don't worry. Well, Chris, you have these events planned. So what can people expect? Who's coming up? What comedians are going to be around?
So for the month of May 19th, I have a comic called Mark Poulos, and he's a very funny comic out of Minnesota area, and he's been on several different TV networks, Carbonaro Effect, Laughs on Fox. He's regularly heard on Sirius XM Comedy, all these things. So when I pick a headliner, they have to have TV credits. They have to, like my last one, he'd been on Letterman, Leno, Last Comic Standing, so.
So this comedian, tell me his name again.
Mark Poulos.
Mark Poulos from Minnesota.
Yep.
I'm hoping he sounds like he's from the UP, but maybe. What wine did you pair with him? Or don't you know yet?
We actually pair different wineries. So when you come to
the
the
whole
event,
winery,
there will be several wineries that have featured wines there. So you get to do a little bit of tasting, and then you get to enjoy wine while you're watching the show.
Oh, I love that. So where's that event happening?
So this is going to be happening at Streeters, which they have several different venues in there, and they're one of the biggest venues in Traverse City that can hold 700 to 1,000 people at times. But we make sure I like a smaller show, 200 to 400 people. Everybody's sitting down, nice and comfortable. We have some great dinner packages we're doing with they just opened up a dueling piano bar on the other side. So, I mean, you could go in, you can get some food at their Louie Kitchen and Bar, and then go enjoy some comedy, and then afterwards go have a drink and watch some dueling pianos.
I think that's a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun. Now, Lorri, Traverse City Uncorked, though, outside of this, you guys make it really easy. We talked about it earlier, for people to come in here and really enjoy it, right?
Yeah, completely. Like I said, there's events all over the place. You can get that information at traversity.com. And, we just love bringing people to the area. There's so much to learn about our region and the kinds of wines that we're producing here. There's a lot of myths out there, like that Riesling Sweet. Come up and try our dry Rieslings. Almost every winery is producing one. They're fantastic. They're way different. I mean, sweet ones are great too, if that's your thing. They're just so different. And same with a lot of people are used to the woody, like the woody Chardonnays.
Right.
We have a lot of steel fermented Chardonnays that are.
I like those.
Like I never was a fan of Chardonnay till I found the ones up here that are still fermented, and all of a sudden I'm a Chardonnay fan. So, and the rosés that we're drinking here now. A lot of people think I've written a lot about not your grandma's rosé, because that's like your instant thought is like that whole sweet white Zinfandel kind of thing. We're producing more of the French styles, the dry rosés, and they're just amazing. I mean, I remember the first time it was a little snobby coming up several years ago and try a rosé, and I'm like, yeah, no. So I was one of them.
You've changed your tune,
now
girl.
I totally drink the rosés.
Yeah.
And they're the wineries are also coming out with a lot of new varietals that are exciting, like Gruner Veltliner.
My wine.
I
Thank
love
you.
mine too. It's my go-to wine now. We're doing Sauvignon Blancs really well, which I was a snob about that too. Liked them from New Zealand. Now I like them from Leelanau, and Pinot Blanc. Just a lot of new varietals that you may not have heard about before, but definitely should give them a shot.
Yeah, in this event, you'll be able to try different things, right?
You can. I mean, you can go to educational things. You can go to just happy hours. You can go to dinners. I mean, there's so much going on. There's so many. They can't even tell you about them all. We have almost 40 wineries up here. There's events going at all the wineries, at restaurants downtown, happy hours. The comedy show.
Yeah.
There's just so many different things to do and learn about these wines. Or even just coming up and tasting that in itself, with that free ticket.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh,
think no
yeah,
one
the
believes
package
me because
deal.
you keep asking. Like,
I'm
that's
serious.
not true.
I'm always
it's
like,
true.
what?
Yes, and the exciting thing about that is we have 100% participation from the wineries up here. So this is available at every
100%.
single winery.
I know we've asked
Wow.
this before, but how many wineries are we talking about?
Almost 40. Between Old Mission and Leelanau, and of course we have Left at Charlie in downtown Traverse City. Yeah, so almost 40.
That is an amazing number, though, that 100% are
Yeah.
participating. I mean, really, I think that probably speaks to the wine community up here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that our wineries are really embracing this Traverse City Uncorked and all the events that we're doing here. I mean, Traverse City is great to visit any month of the year. Even winter, sometimes people think, oh, snow or winter, apparently spring, you can come up for snow too.
There's still snow now, yeah.
But, even the winter is a great time to come up and go to the tasting rooms because you get that one-on-one experience with winemakers, owners, staff that, and there's more elbow room at the bar. You're not the tasting bar. You're not like shoved in there. So a lot of people don't think about that being such a great time to come up here and experience the wines.
But
and
it is.
just
But
learn
May
about
could
varietals.
maybe be the best month of all because of all these great package deals.
Absolutely.
So if people want to get information, plan their trip for TC Uncorked in the month of May. Lorri, where do they go?
TraverseCity.com.
That's so easy. And if they want to maybe go to Sips and Giggles, Chris, where do they go?
Well, there's a couple different places, but you can find it on traversity.com as well as lpwines.com.
Everybody's got it. It's a great time to come up and visit Traverse City. May is the month for TC Uncorked. All right, coming up next, John, we're going to do
Wine of the Week.
So stay tuned to Behind the Mitten.
Hi, this is Lori Hathaway with the Traverse Wine Coast. Come visit us during the month of May for Traverse City Uncorked, where we have fun events throughout the whole region. And you're listening to Behind the Mitten.
And welcome back to Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman. Just having a fantastic time here in the Traverse City area and, of course, at Black Star Farms, our pick for Michigan's best winery. Folks, if you haven't been here, get here. Amy and I are having a great time. It's just up the road. It's not too far away, right?
No, it's only 4 hours from Detroit and about 2 from Grand Rapids, so it's an easy weekend jaunt to come on up here and explore all that they have on the Leelanau Peninsula. It really is amazing. But
Yeah.
we encourage you to come up and book a room here at Black Star Farms and spend the night and do the full experience. And then you can also use it as a base for exploring the rest of the peninsula.
And our Traverse City listeners right now are going like, yeah, it's in our backyard, Gonzo and Amy.
Duh.
We know where that's at.
We appreciate that, Traverse City. But you know what? May is a great time for them to come out too, because there's lots of other events that are going to be happening all around Traverse City. You can go to traversity.com for all the information about TC Uncorked, as well as Sips and Giggles and all that fun stuff, which are great events for people in Traverse City to explore.
Great events. And we have to thank our last guests, too. They were fantastic.
We should. Chris from Sips and Giggles, and, of course, the wine goddess herself,
Yes.
Lori Hathaway
Love
from
her.
the Leelanau